Everyone, it is Desiree, and let's create a holiday slimline card. Today's project is featuring one of Spellbinders' new collections recently released called Christmas Flourish by Becca Feeken. And the two products that I will be using is the Flourished Ornament Slimline die set and also the Holiday Flourish embossing folder. I started with a piece of watercolor card. This is Canson XL watercolor cardstock, and I'm using a watercolor pan set by Prima, and it is called Currents. So you can see it only has shades of blues and greens when it comes to this pan set. I added water first, and then I just started dropping the color in. Now I'm going to pull in my heat tool, and I'm going to dry it just a little bit, and then what I'm spritzing this with is alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. You want to do this when your watercolors are damp, not dry. You will not get that effect when you add the spray of alcohol. Now you can also just drop it like we do water, but I really love the effect that the alcohol gives to a watercolor panel, and I've been playing with it a lot just to see the different effects that you can get. I added some white watercolor by P.H. Martin. It's their bleed proof watercolor white, and I'm going to dry that just a little bit, and then I'm actually going to take a towel and lift that up. So it kind of has that blizzard effect that I like to create, but it's also giving an icy effect, a frosty effect, which I thought was really cool. I'm going to use the inner die, and I'm going to cut my panel out, and I'm going to set this into my embossing folder. I am using my Spellbinders Platinum 6, and I am just using the platform and the two clear plates. And I am using their new platform, the Universal Platform System. And stay tuned, there will be a video where I explain that a little bit more. I added a little bit of white pigment ink to the top just to emphasize the design from the embossing folder. I grabbed some of my Spellbinders Silver Mirror cardstock and my double-sided tape, and I created one panel with the silver to have that lined edging to it, and I'm going to place this down onto a navy blue panel. This slimline is going to measure 4 by 9, and it is a side folding slimline. Adding some more double-sided tape so that I can get this adhered onto my slimline card base. Once that is attached, we are going to focus on our center panel. I die cut everything out of white cardstock. So the only color that I'm having on this card is that center panel that has the most, and then the silver mirror cardstock and the navy matte frame. When we die cut, we don't always have to use colors. We can simply use one color of cardstock. This one, again, I chose white just to accent the white pigment ink that I added to the raised areas of the panel, and also the splatters that I have in the back. And just because I die cut everything in white doesn't mean I'm going to lose that dimension, that detail of what these dies have. You have the base, the round base, and then you have a flourish design for each of your circles. They also have what I'm going to call a top and a bottom. So the top, of course, has the loop, so that you can hang your ornament, and then it has the bottom that you can add, that add even more dimension. I chose to put mine to the front, but you could have them go to the back as well if you want to have that design from the center of the ornament to shine through. And I'm just going to continue to add the top and the bottom to each of these ornaments. I am using my tweezers. I'm finding tweezers can become my third, fourth hand when putting together either detailed items or even larger. They don't have to be a detailed item that I am putting together. I'm going to look at the placement of where I want to place each ornament. I do want them to go off the blue panel. I don't want them to stay confined within that area. For me, that adds a little bit of interest to the design, to the card front design. I am using my double-sided foam squares just to have these propped up. Now this die set also has the string, the cord that the ornament hangs from, whether that's metal or however you hang your ornaments, and I'm going to put that through the loop underneath the ornament and then have that come up above, up to the top. And I'm going to do that for each of these ornaments. I am putting just a little bit of pressure first to make sure that these strips do stay down because of the texture that we added with the embossing folder to the panel. Once they are all set, I'll make sure that the tops are snipped so that that portion is even with the panel. I am going to use my double-sided foam tape to prop this panel up above. Again, even more dimension. We can never have enough dimension. And yes, when you add dimension, especially as much as I do, I tend to add a lot. That will add postage to your card. I only mail a few cards. I am usually hand delivering the cards that I give out. So that's not something, unfortunately, that I do think about, but just wanted to let you know, keep that in mind. I pulled two different types of gems. I pulled in a silver satin pearl, and then I pulled in a silver gemstone. They went to the background and the satins went on to the ornaments, again, just to accent them a little bit more. I didn't add a sentiment. I believe cards don't need a sentiment because what we write inside is sentiment enough. I do hope you enjoyed today's video featuring the recently released Christmas Flourish collection by Becca Feeken. As always, the products that I used will be listed down below, along with Spellbinders blog for even more inspiration. Please check out their gallery and, of course, to their shop. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below. I do appreciate all of your patience during the month of September, end of August. The room is back together, and now I am playing catch up. So I thank you to everyone, my followers, those that just took the time to stop by to watch the video. The people that I'm on design teams for, thank you so much for your patience so that I can get through this. But we are back, and we are going to be back with a vengeance. So stay tuned for so much more. Enjoy your day. Haven't forgotten that. Enjoy the art that you create. And remember, it's still important to me. Always be creative, guys. And I will talk to you in the next one. Take care.